So in this particular section, we are going to discuss about the benefits of virtualization. If you look at the core benefits of virtualization gives us so much of power or so much of key features which we cannot even imagine in the physical world or physical data center. That is one of the reason why industry has started adopting virtualization and getting rid of their physical hardware centric data center. So let's look at the virtualization benefits. So we have a reduced cost, no vendor lock-in issues, highly available business continuity, faster response time, go green, and increased hardware utilization. So these are the few benefits of virtualization. Let's dig into each of the benefit one by one. The first benefit of a virtualization is reduced capital and additional cost. As we discussed or as we have learned in the previous section, where the idea of virtualization is consolidating your multiple physical servers into a fewer physical servers, right? So earlier where I would require 100 servers, I would require only 10 servers, right? And that's what the idea of virtualization. So as you could see that in this particular slide, one of the biggest advantage of adopting virtualization is the number of server got reduced. So where earlier I would require 12 servers, now I would require only 4 servers. So my capital cost or operational cost got reduced. And if you have a highest virtual machine density per host, it will give you maximum savings. What does that mean? If you have a one server which can support only 50 virtual machines, but where you have another server which can support 100 virtual machines, obviously a server which can have a highest virtual machine density per host, which will provide you maximum savings. So if a server can support only 50 virtual machines, and if I have to deploy 100 virtual machines, then I'll have to buy 2 servers. But there's another server which has a capability of 1,400 virtual machines, and I just need to buy a single server. That's how you can have a maximum savings based on the virtual machine density supported by each host. Now, the second benefit of virtualization is no vendor lock-in issues. So as you could see that virtualization solves the hardware software compatibility or vendor lock-in issues by allowing hardware independence for system applications. So as you could see that in the earlier architecture or the before virtualization, what the problem we were having it is basically our general purpose operating system was directly sitting on top of our traditional hardware, which was leading into hardware compatibility issues like unsupported hardware, or maybe this OS does not support underlying hardware. Now, after virtualization, if you see, this operating system is not something sitting directly on top of this hardware. Now, this operating system is running inside the virtual machine, right? And the layer which is actually controlling your hardware is a hypervisor layer. So the important thing to note here is your general purpose operating system is running inside your virtual machine, being a Windows, Linux, SUSE, Mac. They do not have any clue about the underlying hardware. And that magic or that abstraction layer is being presented by your hypervisor layer. And that's the magic of hypervisor, which creates an abstraction layer between your application or operating system and the underlying hardware. And because of this reason, your Windows operating system will never be able to detect the incompatibility issues with the underlying hardware, because the underlying physical hardware is never being exposed directly to your desktop operating system. And that is the reason, that is the only reason you can install Mac OS in your VM without bothering about the underlying hardware, it does support Mac OS or not. Now you can install any OS in your VM without bothering much about your underlying hardware compatibility. So another advantage of this is cloning and manipulating virtual IT resources. Cloning and manipulating virtual IT resources is much easier than duplicating your physical hardware. If you could see that if you have a physical server And this physical server, you want to create the exact replica of it. What you have to do, you will have to you will have to deploy a server, another server, you have to reimage it, you have to replicate all of your OS image applications and everything. You will have to replicate it, which might take hours to days time frame. But in the virtual world, if you want to create a replica of your virtual machine, it's just a matter of minutes. Within a minute, you can create an exact replica of your virtual hardware by cloning or templates mechanism provided by this technology. So the provisioning of the resources becomes much easier in this particular. With the help of virtualization, you can deploy your servers much faster as compared to your physical world. Now, another important advantage of this technology of virtualization is the improves application availability. If you could see that your traditional business continuity solutions are very expensive and complex to deploy, virtualization helps companies to achieve faster and easier backup and recovery of key application workload and data. Just imagine if you have a physical server running your critical applications and that physical server suddenly crashes or there's a hardware failure, how much downtime you are going to have for those applications running on that underlying hardware. If you are dealing with these kind of scenarios in traditional hardware centric data center, physical data center, if let's imagine there is a 3 o'clock in the night and suddenly one of the critical applications running one of the specific one of the hardware and the motherboard crashes. Now now getting that application up and running, what you have to do, you have to first find out an alternative hardware, and then you have to reimage that hardware, which again take uh, days or hours of time just to reimage it. Then you have to configure network storage and everything, and then you have to bring up your application. So the thing that is basically your downtime is much high in your physical world. But let's imagine the same scenario in the virtual world. So if you could see in this diagram, we have a 3 physical servers, and each of the server is running 3 virtual machines on it. And these 3 virtual machines are running some customer workload, or maybe the customers are actually accessing these applications running on these specific virtual machines. Now, if this hardware crashes, let's say this hardware crashes, maybe some hardware failure, motherboard failure. This hardware crashes, there is a feature we call vSphere high availability. Now, what this feature is going to do, this vSphere high availability feature is automatically going to detect that hardware failure. And as soon as it detects that hardware failure, just evacuate the VMs on that specific host. Automatically, it restart those VMs back on the available node of the cluster without any manual intervention. So what is the key point to note here is this amazing feature we call vSphere high availability offered by VMware has a capability of detecting your hardware failures, evacuating the VMs and restarting it back on the available node in the cluster automatically without any manual intervention. And downtime for restarting your VM for detecting the failures is hardly 15 seconds. So within 15 seconds, this feature can detect the failure and evacuate your VMs. So the key point to note here is that in the physical data center, if any kind of disaster scenarios happen, you might have a downtime for your application from hours to days. But in the virtual world, if those applications are virtualized, your downtime is hardly 15 seconds to 1 minute or 2 minutes. That's the power of virtualization. Now, another important flagship feature what VMware offered is, is basically contributes in improving your business continuity. Virtualization makes it easier to survive potential IT disasters. In event of such IT disasters, virtual machine can be moved from one server to another server in different location without data loss. This is another flagship feature what offered by VMware, and it's being called as VMware vSphere vMotion. So in this vMotion feature, so Just imagine your physical world. You have a physical server running a critical application, and you want to upgrade your physical server. Now, if you want to upgrade your physical server, it could be a software upgrade, it could be a hardware upgrade. But if you want to upgrade your physical server, you will have to shut down your physical server, right? And if you have to shut down your physical servers, there would be downtime for your applications running on that physical server. Now, let's assume the same scenario in the virtual world when your physical servers are virtualized as VMs. Let's assume this scenario where we have three physical servers and there are two VMs running on each of the server. And let's say this particular server, I have to perform software and hardware upgrade. Any kind of upgrade I have to perform it. If I'm doing a upgrade, I have to shut down this system. But the interesting point here on flagship feature what VM has introduced, the key thing here is basically, even if I shut down my server, I have to make sure that there should be no downtime for my VMs running on that hardware. How do I achieve that? How do I, the question here is, how do I upgrade my physical server without impacting, without having any impact on my VM running on that physical server? And the answer to this is a vMotion. So with this flagship feature, what do we do is basically before upgrading or shutting down the server, we migrate those VMs, the available node of the cluster. As you could see in this diagram, the VM got migrated on the available node of the cluster. Once upgrade is done, again I have migrated those VM back to this original host. And when this migration is happening, your customer will not have any single thing, will not face a single second of downtime because it is called live migration. So we could migrate a VM from one host to another host without having any impact on your applications or machines. Now, another advantage of virtualization, another key offering of virtualization is increased productivity. So in the virtual world, if you have to do the upgrade or you have to perform upgrades of your entire data center, server upgrade or maybe your VM upgrade, right? So if you look at the physical world, the IT team has to spare maybe a lot of days or a lot of time just to maintain, just to finish the upgrade activity or maintenance activity. Maybe the entire weekend has been given just to perform the upgrade or maintenance activity for the entire data center. And that is again a manual, that which requires a manual efforts. But in the virtual world, if you see, VMware has something called VMware Update Manager. With this VMware Update Manager, you can upgrade your data center automatically without having any manual intervention. So if you could see that this streamlined and automated management via VMware Update Manager, it allows us to spend less time on server maintenance and patching and more time on innovation. And that's what the whole idea of virtualization, the core benefit of virtualization, where the focus of virtualization is to make sure that how much things can be automated and we can increase our productivity of IT team by spending more time on innovation, more time on creating a new innovative infrastructure, innovating products. Automated patching of large number of hosts with zero downtime to virtual machine increase productivity. This is one of the most important thing you need to remember is in the virtualization world or in the VMware world, you can upgrade your entire data center without having any downtime or without causing any downtime to your virtual machine. And that is possible only in the virtual world. And the product which gives you this offering is VMware Update Manager. So if you look at in this particular diagram, this is the patch which I want to apply to my server. So automatically your VMs will be migrated to other available node on the cluster. Your patch will be applied to your underlying host. One patching is done, again your VM will come back to that same host. When the next server has to be patched, the VM first will be migrated to the available node in the cluster. Patch will be applied to it. And then once patch is done, again VM will be migrated back to the original host. So this is how your update manager patch your entire data center without causing any downtime to your applications. Now, this is another flagship feature which is offered by VMware vSphere, and we call it as a DRS, Distributed Resource Scheduler. So distributed resource scheduler is basically, if let's say you have a 3 physical servers and there are 3 VMs running on each of the hosts. Let's assume a scenario where one of the VM is having a resource constraint, or maybe one of the physical server is highly overutilized by the VMs, but the other server has a lot of resources available on it, right? So how do you load balance your resources among your ESXi host? So this particular feature keep monitoring your cluster state or the VM resource requirement. And as soon as this particular feature figures it out, there is a VM which is having a resource constraint. It try to figure it out, best move to fulfill the VM requirement. So if you see the dynamic balancing of compute resources across resource pools, DRS is a feature which actually does the dynamic balancing of your compute resources. In this case, if you see this VM is having a resource constraint, what it does, it takes 2 of the other VMs running on the same host and migrated them to rest of the 2 node of the cluster. And why it does that? Once this VM got migrated to these 2 node of the cluster, now these resources can be used by this particular VM. So this VM resource requirement can be easily fulfilled by doing some migrations. And most important thing, that is again an automated process. So there is no manual intervention required who is keep doing the analysis and keep taking creating a matrix of VM resource utilization and then figuring it out which host I should migrate a VM. DRS, a distributed resource scheduler, is a feature which automatically detects those resource constraint issues faced by a VM and does the dynamic balancing of those compute resources. Now, this is another flagship feature provided by VMware, which is we cannot even imagine in the physical world. We call it something called DPM. So DPM is also called distributed power management. So DPM is a dynamic and intelligent consolidation of your workloads using vSphere DPM, and it ensures optimal usage of hardware resources and save power and cooling. So let's assume this scenario where you have 3 physical servers and each of the servers is running few of the virtual machine. Now, when DPM kicks in, when your DPM is configured in your virtual data center, DPM sees and figures it out. But this particular server is running on only a one VM. Can I migrate this VM with the help of DRS on the second node of the cluster so that this server will be freed up and I can save the power and cooling for this particular server till the time there is not much requirement. So that's the whole idea of DPM. So it migrates the VM power of the server. And when the resource requirement increases, automatically the server comes up and your VM again get migrated back to the host. And again, this is again a fully automated process. It does not require any manual intervention. DPM works with DRS and figures it out any way it can optimize the overall usage of hardware resources, and it can contribute in saving power and cooling. So that's another flagship feature what vSphere offers, the virtualized data center offers. So consolidating workloads into fewer servers when the cluster needs fewer resources, and it places unneeded servers in a standby mode. As I said, the servers which is not much required, it keeps into them automatically. It put those servers into standby mode and bring back those servers back online as workload demands increases. Now, another advantage of virtualization is faster response time. Virtualization gives us something like the server virtualization enables system provisioning and deployment within minutes. Like as I said, right, the physical world, if you want to deploy a new server, you have to spend hours of time just to get that, just for the provisioning of that server. But server virtualization enables system provisioning and deployment within minutes. It gives you a capability of plug and play kind of data center and provides on-demand capacity and ease of scalability. So if you could see that in this particular diagram, we have 3 servers and there are 3 VMs running on each of the servers. The moment you deploy a new server, automatically a rebalancing of the VMs will happen and some of the VMs will automatically migrate to the newly added cluster. So moving a VM, it's so easy in the virtual world. Just like you move your files in the physical environment. So the way we play around with our files, we just copy and paste it to the other location. Similarly, in the virtual world, we play similarly with those VMs. So we just migrate a VM from one host to another host as seamlessly as we migrate or play around with our files and folders. As you could see that the plug power on as soon as you power on a new server with ESX, this server joins your cluster. As soon as you power on a new server, it joins the cluster, and as soon as it joins the cluster, all of the VMs in the cluster automatically get rebalanced, taking in consideration the newly available resources. So as soon as a new server get added, the DRS will try to rebalance those VMs, make use of those available resources. This is another slide which talked about faster response time. So before virtualization, if you see, you have to do a deployment of the servers, you have to procure the hardware. Hardware procurement is one of the pain thing in the physical data center, where if there is some issues happening, let's say I have created a data center of 100 physical servers ordered from some XYZ hardware vendor. There was some hardware failures or some bug in the hardware because of which all of my servers started crashing. Now, if I have to again redeploy or I have to re-implement my entire data center, so one of the pain point for me is basically procuring the hardware. And we cannot imagine or we cannot decide how much time the procurement going to take. Depends on the custom, right? It might take days, it might take weeks, it might take months as well. So the procurement of the hardware is one of the painful things industry has to suffer with. After hardware procurement, they need to invest time in configuring the hardware. Configuring the hardware means you create a rack, put those servers, provide a network, storage, firewall, security services, all of those things to that server. Then you have an install OS, configure your OS and tools, assign your IP addresses, and then reconfigure the network. So provisioning of server itself can take from 1 week to 6 weeks of time. Where with the virtualization, it's just a matter of minutes. You have a template created, you just clone from that template, deploy the VM and power it on, which might take not less than 10 minutes, not more than 10 or 15 minutes. So you can imagine where in the physical world, the time required from 1 week to 6 weeks of time frame, which got reduced from 6 weeks to hardly 10 to 15 minutes. And that's the power of virtualization. Now, another important benefits of virtualization is increasing your hardware utilization. Virtualization enables consolidation of workloads from underutilized servers onto a single server to safely achieve higher utilization. If you could see that before VMware, the hardware utilization was on an average like 5 to 15%, and the maximum utilization was during peak hours, it used to shoot up till 45%, not more than that. Means you could see that during peak hours, they are still able to utilize only 45% of resources. But after VMware, if you could see, the average resource consumption was around 70 to 75%. And during peak hours, the utilization increases up to 95%. That's the power of, that's the benefit of virtualization, what is being offered by VMware. And you know the reason why, because earlier before virtualization there was only one single OS running on the entire hardware, but now with the virtualization you have multiple VMs running and consuming the same hardware resource, and that is the only reason your resource utilization increases and you achieve high utilization. So now you feel so happy when you are paying such a nasty amount for buying that hardware, and when you see that your hardware is utilized, that gives you ROI for your hardware. Now, one of the another benefits of virtualization is it contributes to go green, save energy environment. Because earlier, like as we discussed, hundreds of physical servers got consolidated into 5 or 10 servers. So since your number of servers got reduced, your power, cooling, everything got reduced, and you contributed to a go green environment. So your carbon emission got saved, your power down, you underutilized your physical servers, saving 40% and contributing to this go grade. So 100:1 consolidation equal to 80 to 90% less energy. So here we had so many servers, this virtualization, we just came up with the server or what it is with few servers. Now, one of the another important use case of virtualization is a simplifying IT management. So in the physical world, if you see, if you have hundreds of physical servers, and if you want to manage your servers, compute resource management, network configuration, storage configuration, you need to have a different interfaces you need to use to manage those environment, right? There is no centralized interface through which you can manage your entire data center. But virtualization simplifies, gives you a centralized way of managing us your entire data center. It centralized everything from OS to data to application, storage and network. Virtualization offers a centralized IT management, which not only saves our cost savings, but also simplify and automate our day-to-day IT operations. That is another major benefit of virtualization. But basically, it not only consolidate your physical servers, it not only reduce your hundreds of physical servers into fewer servers, but it also helps you in simplifying your day-to-day IT operations, automating IT operations, providing IT, automating IT kind of objectives, securing your data applications from a centralized management interface, and then simplifying your patching or update tasks. So here's the again review of what offering is virtualization is giving you. So you could see that earlier where you require 100 physical servers, now you require only 10. Earlier your hardware utilization was 8%, but now it got increased to 80%. Hardware warranty, earlier you were spending so much money on hardware warranty because you're having 100 servers, but now that cost also got reduced. Your annual power and cooling bills cost also from 8,000 to it got reduced to $1,000. So you can see that total cost, operating cost got reduced from $13,334 to $3,999. So that's the value addition, what is or ROI, which is being given by your virtualization technology, or more specifically by VMware vSphere or data center technology. So as you could see that the hardware cost savings, we are saving in the hardware cost, we are saving in the operational efficiency, and there are a lot of savings we are doing it. Now, one of the important thing I wanted to discuss about is operational efficiency. Sorry to say, you might have heard that a lot of companies have started laying off a lot of employees in last few years, and we could see that why this change is happening. Let me give you a realistic example. So just think a scenario. Let's say if you are coming from a core Windows expert or core Linux expert, and you are like you been into the Windows administration or Linux administration profile, and you your expertise come once your user power on the server, and there are some issues with the Linux loader, or maybe your Linux is not working as expected, or your Windows system is not booting as expected, or not working as expected, or right, so your expertise come into the picture. But now what the situation has been changed now, because company has done, your Windows operating system or your Linux operating system is not running anymore on a bare metal hardware. This Windows image or this Linux image is actually running on a virtual machine, and that virtual machine running on somewhere on your hypervisor environment or hypervisor layer. So now think from a company perspective, if there is a user who goes and try to power on a VM and VM does not power on, in that case, what company has to do? If company reach out to the Windows administrator or Linux administrator, he would say this is not my problem because the VM itself is not being powered on. So it is a problem with the VM administrator. You go and check with the VM administrator. Once VM administrator fix the issue, then I will go and check it out the issue with the underlying operating system. So here the problem, what company is facing it, company has to hire two people for doing the one work. Second thing, the SLA is also being impacted for that company because the company has a dependency. First problem will be solved by VMware administrator, virtual machine administrator, and the second problem will be solved by the Windows administrator. So company has to pay two people. That's the one problem for the company. And second thing, what company has to do, the company, this kind of situation will also impact the company SLA. So now that is the reason what companies are doing, they are doing a rehiring, or you could say a workforce alignment is being happening in a lot of industries where companies are looking for a not only a Linux or Windows administrator. They need the Linux and Windows people, but at the same time, they also need people or professionals who had a expertise on the virtualization of VMware environment. So the reason is, rather than hiring two people, company is thinking about hiring only one people who will be able to debug VM power on issues as well as the guest operating system issues it might come up when the virtual machine is booting or maybe when virtual machine comes up. So that is the reason which I wanted to clarify is basically every industry is looking for a consolidation on the manpower as well, where rather than having a various workforce, they just wanted to have a similar a professional having a expertise on not only Windows and Linux but also on the VMware environment. Okay, so that was the overall benefits. So what we have discussed so far in this section, we discussed about the virtualization benefits. So we discussed about a couple of virtualization benefits like DRS, HA, vMotion, update manager, plug and play kind of things, no vendor lock-in issues, higher utilization of our hardware, go green, contributing to go green or save energy environment, and then simplifying your IT operations. So these are the very core benefits of virtualization, and these benefits have been the driving force for the companies to revolutionize entire data center from physical centric to physical or hardware centric to software centric. Now here's the next question. Which of the following are core benefits of virtualization? Reduce capital and OPEX cost. A. B. Increase business continuity. C. Reduce application downtime. D. Reduce hardware utilization. That's correct. The answer is A, B, and C. Let's understand the reason why. Reduce, as we discussed, virtualization gives you consolidation of multiple physical servers into fewer servers. So obviously, I need a lesser servers now. So I'm saving my capital and operational cost. Increasing business continuity. Yes, with the virtualization, kind of features virtualization is giving us, for example, HA, vMotion, those features, I'm actually increasing my business continuity. Reduce application downtime. Yes, your application downtime also got reduced with the virtualization. As we discussed, one of the features is vSphere HA. Whenever the hardware fails, it automatically detects the failure when it restarts the VM with a very minimal downtime. B cannot be the answer because B talks about reduced hardware utilization. No, virtualization is not reducing hardware utilization. Virtualization is increasing your hardware utilization. So the answer would be A, B, and C. Now the next question is, virtualization provides quick server provisioning and deployments within minutes. True or B is false? So the answer would be true. The reason, like as we discussed, the virtualization gives you so much of flexibility in terms of provisioning and deploying your virtual servers, where physical servers you require weeks of time frame, but in the virtual world you just require, like, it takes hardly 5 to 10 minutes of time to deploy a VM. You have a template, you deploy a VM from template and just power it on. It's just a matter of 2 clicks and your VM will be up and running. So this is the end of our topic 4, benefits of virtualization. Now the next